Hello everyone. I'm checking a little bit the sound, if it's okay. Could you please in chat see, tell me if it's okay in the chat. So great. Thank you. We will start in a few. Welcome and thank you for coming. If you want, you can also chat in the voice chat in TTV Discord. Can send the link. I'm quite new at streaming, so there is a few things that I need to learn how to do. Okay, I'm checking this. We should. Okay, I think we will be able to start. So welcome everyone. So I'm known in game by Leniver. And I wanted to do this stream because there is a lot of people that are interested in starting modding, but like setting everything up, sometimes block people. And I think I am coding now for 1 year modding, so I'm not an expert, but I have some knowledge that could be shared with the community. Um, so the goal here of today's stream will be to go through all the different tools and how to set up them and which what are like the trap you can go like you can fall into or think that you can spend a lot of time searching for why it doesn't work. Um, where is my Streamlab? Here. Um, so all the coding server side is made in C sharp. At least all the embed DLL are done in C sharp. And all the clients, when you want to change something on the clients, is done in JavaScript. So it's HTML, but it's HTML generated by JavaScript. Thank you. And you can also code in other language. We will see that later. So the first tool you need is, of course, Visual Studio. It's free. You can go with the last one. It's really like it's a good one. You can use other tools, but I really recommend this one because a really good one. I am also using for all the side code, I like to use Visual Studio Code. That's allow me to go really fast when I search for interface or JavaScript code or thing like that. It's much more convenient to go with the Visual Studio Code. You can also like use a standard text pad like Notpad++, but yeah, the Visual Studio Code is really good. And then one tool that I'm using now for a little bit, which is I think one of the most important to have overall, is a decompiler. I'm using .pic from JetBrains. It's also a free tool. What it allows you to do is to see most of the code behind each DLL you will be using. And it's very important because having only the interface is not enough. If you don't know what is going on behind, what check is done, it makes very difficult to fix bug or to implement a new feature. So I really recommend to, I will show you later how to use it, but this is really like something very important to have. Um, and of course, you need to set up, I really recommend to set up a local Docker. I have not tested the Java version of the server, but I'm running with Docker. It's much more convenient. You can like restart only one container. You don't have to restart all the container. I will show you later. So I really recommend to use the Docker version. And there is a lot of like help and tutorial already existing how to set up it. And I would recommend to start with a very empty world, like not try to load one of your save like world with a lot of save, because you want the game to be fast and the server to run. Uh, yeah, not use too much memory. I'm currently running with 32 GB RAM. It's a quite old computer because like it's i9 9K, so it's really old computer. So you don't need like to have an end game computer to be able to develop. You can run the server and the game in the same computer. You don't have like to invest into something really crazy. I've not tested with 16 gigabyte of RAM, but maybe it should work. It still should work. So let's go a little bit into different tools. So the first one, I will go with well, I will go with the last one, .pic, because it's like I said, it's one of the most important tool to have. Of course, I have not launched it, so here we go. Why it doesn't show? Well, let's do like sorry, I just need like to get used a little bit to the streaming. So .pic is a assembly like decompiler. So you will see when you are coding a mod, you need to use NQDLL, and those DLL you can get them from the Docker, and you need to embed them in your code anyway. Um, and the compiler allow you to see what is going on behind. So let's take by example, where is here the mod? If we take one interface, Orlean interface, I don't know, let's take one that is used a lot, like construct grain. So NQ has only provided the interface. So you see all the different methods that you can intercept or you can work with, but you don't know what is going on behind. So what I'm doing most of the time is I'm taking the interface here. I'm going into JetBrain and it should give me the code here. I think that's the one. Gameplay, not interface, screen. Yeah, this one. And by doing that, you see, so here you have the decompile class, and you see what is going on when the grain is activated. You see what are the requirements of this grain. You will see also like when you rename a construct, what is going on when you rename a construct. So sometimes you have some bugs or things that are checked um, that that could yeah cause an issue in your code. And if you don't know what is going on behind, it's really hard to intercept the renaming of a construct because you cannot change the data in the input data, and you don't know exactly what you get as output data. So it's really important to go and you see also like how NQ has coded the game. So it gives you some idea on how implementing your own feature. And you see, yeah, many things here. What is going on when you check if the ship is controlled. As you see here, it's something that is cached when the grain is construct. So it can lead to some issue. Um, so this is one of the tools that I really recommend because it will save you so much time. I was not using it at the beginning and I lost a lot of time like trying to understand what was going on behind. So you really need that tool. And now I will show you how to extract the DLL because you will need to do it anyway to code. So to do so, you need to have your server running with the Docker Desktop. It's the easiest way. And then you go to Orleans. You open the container here. You go into the files, and where it is here, Orleans grain, and you see all the DLL that are used by Orleans. And what we want to download is the backend, the botlib, the grain DLL. I'm trying to go not too fast. Interface. This is where all the interfaces are defined. Then all of those are standard libraries. And I think we need at the end there is the router also. Oh yeah, you need this one is really useful. It's like one of the most important with the backend. This one and the backend are the most important. and you need the all-ins. Where is? No, it's the router DLL, and the router DLL, all-in DLL. So that's the difference, and you can simply like right click on it and save. You put them all in one directory, and then here you just add them. So I have all here. I have downloaded a little bit more because I wanted to see a little bit more how things are going. But you really need like backend um, botlib grain interface and queue router. That's the one you need to code. I don't know. Is that okay? I'm not going too fast, right? It's okay. You can also like ask me question like if something is not like thank you. All good. High five. Um, so yeah, so this tool is really like really helpful. Yeah. So download it or use another one. If you are used to use another one, you use another one. But the compiler is really like needed. And then, like I said, Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code. So now uh, we can go maybe a little bit deeper into what are the different type of mode that you can do. So modding, like NQ has opened really like a lot what we can do. So there is some limitation, but we can really implement a lot of things. And thanks to them, they have done really, I think, a good job on that. And Berklow is adding, like, is helping us a lot. So we are, am as a developer, I'm really feeling supported by NQ on that. So I hope they will still continue that. But even if they stop, we have already like a good platform to code. So there is like I would say two main way of modding your server, and then it's open to your creativity. So the first one, and I would say is the most used, is embed DLL. What that means, it's a DLL that you will code, of course, and it will be loaded by all-ins. So all-ins is checking one of the folder and is loading all the DLL that are in this folder. That starts by mod something. And it's really important to know that the DLL has to start with mod something, because if you start with something else, all-ins will not load. And this is the first mistake I did, because of course I'm doing mistakes at the beginning. So yeah, so if you name your DLL something else than mod, it will not work. Um, and it has to implement the, let me check, not that I say something wrong. Where it is? Yeah, the main class need to be called MyDU mod. Yeah, it's say here. The class need to be called MyDU mod, and it need to implement high mod interface. Um, by doing that, you will have to set up a name and call a initialize function. I mean, you will see that's like I will not go too deep into that, but there is like a few things that, yeah, like renaming the mod correctly is really important, and you can do it Let me load the mod that I have done here. Where it is? This. Here we go. So I think if I put that here. So if you go into your project here, into the property group, on the example of NQ, they only have the new label annotation. I'm adding a little bit more stuff because I like to make it more clear. And if I rename the folder or the mod, I want the assembly name to be always the same. So the most important, and I will recommend you to add if you do a embed DLL, is to set up an assembly name to mod something. So here it's mod translator because it's a mod that should translate things. And then I have also seen that setting the target framework to .NET 6 uh, help. It's not required, but now I'm doing that in all my mods and I have no issue. I'm also like setting the language version. It's also something that is not needed, but I prefer to keep it everything clear. And you need to add the reference to the DLL from MQ. So you don't have uh, to add all the reference all the time. Depending on what your mod is doing, you might not need all of them. I will recommend at the beginning to add them all and maybe remove them later. It doesn't change much. Like it's reference, so it will not like change much. What is important with the DLL is that every time NQ is doing a new um, a new patch, you need to check that the DLL, like I always like re-download all the DLL each time because yeah, normally they don't change the function, like the method or how it's coded behind, but I prefer to be sure. So I'm always re-downloading each time all the DLL, and so I'm always up to date. Of course, that it's up to you. Like if you want to stick to one version of the server, you can stick to one version. But yeah, I highly recommend that. And then I will advise you to start with what NQ has given us. So they have given us a sample DLL mod. It shows us like I will not say the a good architecture, but at least it's working, right? I might put like a template of a mod on my GitHub, so you could give maybe a good start, like with maybe a little bit better architecture. So this is like the first way of modding your server is to do a embed DLL. The good thing of embed DLL is that you will be able to intercept what Orleans is doing. So we were talking about before about like renaming a construct. Let's say you want to change that behavior, and each time someone is renaming a construct, you append like rename or rename it by and the name of the player. It's not like a huge feature, but let's say you want to do that. You want to use a embed mod because you are affecting all ins is working. So they are mainly used for that. I'm using them a lot for all the bug fix. So each time I see that something is not working properly, I try to check where it is, and then I'm intercepting it. And there is like three way of intercepting it. I think they are shown here. Wait. Interchange, not intercept. Oh, they have. Oh, intercept demo. I'm not sure it's showing all the way of doing it. Mod action, not sure where it is. Well, let's go into one of my mods. It will be easier. Translator here. So here. So I have an example here. So what I'm intercepting here is you always intercept the grain. So I'm intercepting the grain player grain, and when the player is notified that is connected, I'm doing something, and you can pre-intercept, you can replace the function, and you can post call. That means you can post intercept each time. You have to be careful when you do that because if you have multiple mods that intercept the same grain and the same method, you can have some weird behavior. So that's why I'm very careful when I'm loading mods that they are not like intercepting um, the same grain and the same method, or if they do, they don't interact with my mod or another mod. Um, so yeah, you will see the example. I will not go too deep into that, but it's just to show you a little bit how it's working. So you can intercept, and there is a lot of things that you can intercept. That's why I'm saying they have really given us a really great tool because we can like intercept most of the behavior in the game, like pretty much everything. Like when an item is put into a container, when you're going surrogate mod or surrogate mod, if you are doing I don't know, yeah, I mean most of the aspects in the game can be intercepted, which is great. Um, so that's mainly how you are using the first mod is to where it is here. Let's go back here. So the embed DLL is mainly used for that. So it's interacting with live with all-ins. Then there is another. I will just keep the interface JavaScript for now. Then there's another way of modding is like an external program. This is more used like if you want to code, like on TTV I have coded the rec system, which is a way of spawning rec, interacting with rec. Of course, I'm using some all-in call, but they are not like they don't require to be live. They can be triggered um, every 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 1 minute. You can not doesn't need to be live. And the good thing by using an external program is you can reload it without having to reload your server. Like your server can still work, and if you have coded correctly your external program, you can shut it down. Of course, the feature it's implementing will not be available on the server when it's shut down, but you can stop like for the rec. All the rec will stop spawning. All the reg that are in the game will still work normally, but not with the all the feature that the mod is doing. But it's still working. Like you can fix like hot fix, which with the DLL you cannot, because the DLL they require all links to be restarted. Yeah, so the external program, or you use them, is a little bit different. You are you are calling the data. Let me just be sure how it's called. Um, yeah, the data accessor. And what the data accessor is doing network call. So it's really different, because when you are doing an embed DLL, you are a thank you, Taylor. Sorry, I missed the read. So when you are doing an embed DLL, you are not doing any network call. Everything is done in all-ins. So it's you have to take that in consideration. Some of the things need to be live, and uh, you want to avoid using network communication. And when you are doing an external program, you have to know that you are doing network communication. It's not bad. It's just you have to know that. That means when you do a call, maybe the call will not go through. And also that means there is more communication in your network on your server between container. Again, it's going very fast. It's local, so it's but you have to take that in consideration. Like when you start, if you have a server that's grow, everything that you can put in your side to reduce the latency, to reduce the memory usage, you want to put that into your side. So, but it's really useful. Like every services that are doesn't require to be instant or have their own way of dealing with the player, I really recommend to use an external mod. Like I'm currently working on a new mod for an escort mission, and this is typically the type of mod you want to do as an external mod. So it will deal with all it need to spawn the mission, to do everything, and you can also like host that onto another server. You don't have to host it on the same server. Of course, if you host it on another server, you will have all the latency of the communication between both servers. But if you take that in consideration when you are doing the mod, then it's all good. So that's the two first way of doing mods, and then you can. This is like I have not used it currently, but you can create a webhook mod, like they said. It's a REST API, so you can create your own mod that will provide information to other mods. So you could create. I could see one of the thing that could be very interesting is like if you are doing a PvP mod and you want to rewrite all the way all the how the player position is calculated. So you could use like a full external mod API that will give you all the information another way that NQ is doing. And this could be useful in that case, or I mean, I have not, yeah, I didn't add the need for now. But like maybe like if you want to rewrite the chat, or if you want to rewrite some of the API call we have already, this could be used. Um, so I will not go too deep into it because I have not like a deep knowledge into that way of modding. So that's yeah. So that's the three different approach of modding, and then I said at the beginning that you are not stick to C sharp, which is the language used for modding, like DLL mods. You are not stick to that because you can, if you want, create any type of program or that could alterate the database or could interact with all-ins in the background. You are really, it's opened a lot of feature. Like you can have mods on your server that are not directly for the end player, but will like maybe check some stuff in the back, um, and then it will like insert some data into the database without like the player is doing anything. So we are really like the modding is really open. We can go very deep into what we want to do in the game. Um, so yeah, so that was like just a little bit how the mods are working. Um, so yeah, what I can show you maybe now is how the client. So now we have talked about how all the modding is done server side. So all of what we have seen here is server side. But of course, when you do a mod, what you want is sometime like add some feature that the player is interacting, like he's I don't know, he's trying to reload a construct, or you want to replace an element into the build mode, right? So all those action, you have a standard communication between all-ins and the client, and those all those communication is done by JavaScript because the client is coded, like all the interface is coded in JavaScript. Behind JavaScript is Coherent. It's an old version of Coherent. I will just give you some hint about that later. Um, but you can go that everything is done in JavaScript, and I will publish all the class of the NQ class, all the infrastructure of the JavaScript class they have, because it's also something that is not provided by NQ, but we can extract that from the client. And again, this is something that is like it's required. It's something you, if you want to start like altering the UI, adding new feature. Uh, if you go only with what NQ has given us, it's not enough. You will be like stuck in doing very small things and not going deeper into like changing, altering the view and things like that, which is the most important and most interesting thing to do. So let me check if I can show you that. If we go into the game, so what I did to do that, I have coded a tool here, a DU inspector, um, here, which is what does it does exactly what you have on a browser. Like if you are used to code with like a website or thing like that, you're using the inspector of Chrome or any Firefox. I don't care which browser you are using, but you have a DOM inspector. You have a console, a network, what is going on into the network, and this is proof of concept. It's not working really well for now, but it's or yeah, this is something I will maybe show you later. But what is the most important at the beginning is to understand how the interface is coded. And at first, when I saw that, I understand why the UI is laggy because the HTML here is like crazy big. Like it's really big, and there is a lot of scripts loaded. So what I did first is I've exported all the CSS and all the JavaScript. So I have an overview of how they are building each view. So each view here, if I take the inventory, this is an HTML view. All of those are HTML view, and you can alterate them. And what I did is when you want to add, I mean, here we have the link container, right? So if you want to add a new feature like this how do you call that? This component already exists, so you don't want to reinvent the wheel all the time. What you want is use what NQ is already in the code and just place it where you want. And of course, when you do that, having an inspector is very useful because you can go here and you see what class it is, and you can like I mean I can go into parents and I see okay it's a drop down where it is. So there is a lot of research on NQ code to see how they have coded each view when you want to interact with them. And all the interface is done in JavaScript, but it's generating HTML. So all the HTML is generated. It's nothing is loaded, or maybe there is a few things that are loaded at the beginning, like some HTML is loaded by default, but the rest is generated. So you have to keep that also in mind when you are like coding. And that's something I have maybe not said enough, but um, I try when I code to always keep it the more simpler as possible. So when something starts to become too complex, that means I'm doing maybe something wrong, and I can simplify it. And simplifying mean also that you, for everything you are coding, and it's very important because you can really go into things that are loading very slowly or lagging for the end user, like the end player. The player want their interface to load quickly, and if they don't load quickly, it's preferable to put a loading screen, like loading, uh, something that loads, so the player feel that there is something happening and not just lagging, like a freeze, and you don't know what is going on. So it's always good to do that, and it's really you also in C Sharp, but in JavaScript it's even more important. You have to make sure to wipe all the variables that you don't need anymore. So it's free the memory. Every time you can free the memory, you want to free the memory. And it's the same when you are doing in C Sharp. You want each time you don't need something, you want to free the memory. So your mod use less memory as possible, and the same in the UI. You want to use the less memory as possible. And there is multiple way of doing. So if you have like a view that is like loaded many times, you want to create it one time, and then you want to hide it, but like do not display it anymore, but not remove it from the DOM, because if you're removing from the DOM and then adding them to the DOM, it's a little bit technical, but if you do that, then it's more work for coherent, and it's more lag. And yeah, so you prefer to have a view that is hidden, and you modify what is needed in the view and display it later. But so yeah, that's already like a little bit more technical here on. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Eritech. So I will provide all the GS file, and also the CSS, so you could play with that. And to alterate uh, the the JavaScript, what you have to do is you have to inject it to the player. So you have to in your mod you have to send a message to the player, and in that message you can send him the JavaScript, or I mean any content. Um, how can I show you that? Sorry, I'm just trying to see how I can show you that. So here I'm back to the translator mod. If I go here, so we have seen here. So what I'm doing, um, I'm injecting normally the JavaScript when the player is connecting. So that's why I have a player connection notification, and when the player is connecting, I'm injecting that. And to inject it, I should have a mod here. Here. Okay, so here I'm grabbing so yes, so wait, that may be a little bit more complex. No, no. Well, I'm building a list of resources that I want to inject, and the inject is of course not here. Yes, it is here. So I'm here when I'm registering the mod. I'm sending a mod inject, which is an event that you send to the client. And what this method is doing is it's JavaScript eval, so it's evaluating the code you are sending, and you can send whatever you want. So here I'm sending a mod action, but you could send any type of JavaScript code. And of course, if you want to load CSS, you have to go and do some trick. So what I did is I have defined JavaScript method to inject. It's very basic. I have made it a little bit better now, but that will inject the style into the client. And so you are really free. You can really like change the full interface if you want. Yeah, the D inspector is really useful. Currently, it's embedded into my admin mod, but I might like make it external, and so I could like make it public also. But there is like I think Jimbo has a admin mod, public admin mod that does pretty much the same. Um, so I don't know if I want to go more technical. Do you want me to go more technical on like the JavaScript is done, or if you want me to go and show you more stuff about like maybe mods, all the mods are loaded or thing like that. I will. I mean, I think I will do other stream where I go deeper into each topic, like how to mod the user interface, how to create a specific mod, maybe I will keep that for. So yeah, about the Lua. Lua. So what you can do, they have also given us a lot of tools to play with. So this, where are you? Here, yeah, you see my screen. So this is the repository of NQ, right? It's There is a lot of information here. I really recommend you to go and like spend some time on it. Um, I will not say that all the code are like they are not. It's not polish. It's not. It's really like a proof of concept or just a showcase on how to intercept or to do some mod loader or thing like that. It's really like a proof of concept, and I would really not recommend to use those mods as they are into your server. Like, um, take those mods, create your own mode based on them, and you will learn a lot out of it. But they are like Bearclaw has done a nice job because he's like showcasing uh, yeah, a lot of stuff. And here, one of the menu that is really important is the API reference. And this documentation here, you see all the JavaScript call you can do. And for answering your question about Lua, you have a lot of Lua code that you can do here. Um, the issue with Lua is you need to secure your the server side of your mod because you don't want the player to do it intentionally or not intentionally, but to shut down your server because he's doing too many calls. So you need to. It's totally possible, but you need to make sure that you delay each call of each player and make sure that you know about that. So because there is nothing more frustrating than like coding something in Lua and you don't know why it doesn't work, and it doesn't work because getting the content of container requires 30 seconds of update. But yeah, so you really need for your end game user, you need to really be clear about what he can do. And luckily, because we can send him notification, like you have sometime on in the game, the red message or the blue message. You can send him that, so you can send him like a warning, even if it's on the Lua programming board. Um, Too many calls or thing like that, right? Next call in 20 seconds. So what you can do in Lua is you can you can emit an event, which is really useful. So like let's say you have a radar. I don't know if it's a radar here. It's docked. The example is on the construct, but you could have an element, a radar element, and you trigger um, the event on target identification or something like that. So you can trigger that. You have to know, of course, on which construct it is, which element it is, and the slot name and so on. But all of those information, you have them in the back office. So I have coded a small mod, Lua mod that works, but it's not like polished, so there is still a lot of work on it. But it's totally possible. And what is a little bit more difficult to do is to send data to the player. So like let's say you want to code a new function into the system that give you, I don't know, something that is already existing, but let's say all the recipes in the game. You cannot do that currently. What you can do is you could emit an event on the input text box with JSON that is the list of all the recipes, for example. But it will not be like it. That's why I'm not really. I think this need a little bit of work on the NQ side because I would like to be able to on the server define new methods for the system, the new method for any element. Like if you want to, let's say one of the things that the player has requested is like if you have a deep scanner, right? And you want, I think now the deep scanner has no Lua interface. Oh, calm down. Of course, I'm going through. That's the demo, you know, demo effect when you're doing a demo and nothing is going like intended. I don't know if I will be able to place it. Of course. Let's put another core down. So you see, I was saying that just before. So here when I press, you see there is a like, oh, sorry, I'm not with the right, I'm bad at streaming. Sorry. So here I was talking about that, like all the loading thing. When you need always to think about your end player, and like here when you are deploying construct. Um, so behind there is a lot of code done, and if you don't put a loading screen, the only thing that the player is seeing is a lag. And we have a lot of lag in many of the windows that we are opening because there is not a loading screen. And I mean, the lag is still here. I mean, I still can't do anything, but having a loading screen make for the player, it's okay, okay, it's loading. No problem, I can wait. But if you don't put that, then yeah, the player just feel the lag. So yeah, I think like if you have a programming board here, the yeah, you cannot even link the DSAT. But let's that we can change that in the back office. So you can add now a signal link to any element. So I could add a signal link to um, the deep scanner. But even if I do that, it will only have the events start and stop. And currently we cannot, at least I have not found, maybe we can, but this is maybe something I'm not aware of. We cannot create a new event. Like if I want to create an event like on scan or scan finish it, I cannot. And it could be very useful because like for the deep scanner, we can implement a full interface where you could get the destination when you scan for a roid, or you could start the scanner or thing like that, you know. And this you cannot currently do. Maybe you can, but I'm not aware of. But at least for now, I have not seen how to do it. And this is something on the Lua part that could require a little bit of work on the NQ side. So I might like ask Bearclaw, and if some of you are like starting to code some more than like investigating that. Like I said, Bearclaw is really helpful for the community. Is really I mean he has done an awesome job. Without him, like I don't think we will be where we are. So he's really helpful. He's doing a lot of job, and when we ask something, he's always like trying to look for a solution or something. So I'm pretty sure like if there is like many requests on that topic, on the Lua topic, on how to make it more convenient to mod it, then I'm pretty sure we'll like find a solution for it. But yeah, so to answer your question about Lua, we can do already a few things, but we are still a little bit limited on that part. Um, so yes, where I was going to, yes. So now maybe I will continue on the little tips when you are coding, because that was the double double dig hate would be nice. Yeah, so there is some stuff that are not modding. It's just server settings. You can do a lot with the server settings. You are sometimes a little bit limited. Like let's say if you want to dig a full L core in one scoop, you will not be able because the voxel container will not allow you to manipulate so much voxel at once. It's too big. Like we see that if we have an unlimited selection area now, but if you are copy pasting a too big area, it's failing because the voxel container is not allowing it. It's too big for him to handle. Um, I don't know. Maybe there is a few settings that I'm not aware of that we could tweak to make it even possible. But yeah, so you are a little bit limited, but you can still like do a lot by just changing the configuration of your server. And it's open a lot. Like it's not the modding here. That's not the modding part. It's like more about knowing all the settings in the server. But the settings are also. I was talking about the deep peek, the tool to where it is now. Sorry, coding screen 2 here and here. So what is useful here, and I don't know if I can show you quickly that, but I think what is the settings? Useful settings. Um, yeah, I have not prepared that, of course. Sorry. Where are the configuration? Config, maybe if I search for that. Yeah, you should. So here, it's really useful. It's not like this is more the server configuration. It's not necessarily the. Yeah, here you see a few config. So it's not necessarily the backend configuration of the game. It's more the server configuration. So you have this dual .yaml where you have all the configuration, and some of the config are really like straightforward. You know that it's the server URL, or they are really straightforward. But some of them, the name is not it's not saying exactly what it does. So by going here and searching for it, and you can see where it is used. So by doing that, you understand what exactly this setting is used for. And again, this is not modding here. It's more about like configuring your server. And I could do a full string about how to configure the server. Like there is a lot of things to do when it's come to optimization of the server. And I will have to go back into it because there is a lot of things that I have done, and I don't remember everything, but there is a lot of like tweak you can do. What is ChatGPT capable? So uh, I would say I really recommend you to use like ChatGPT or another one, not necessarily like for coding for you, so like creating the mod for you, because it will like do a lot of mistakes. but I'm using it a lot for like checking my code. Like I'm coding, I do what I want, and then I ask ChatGPT, what do you think about that? Uh, and it's great because sometimes so there is a thing with those chatbot is they always telling you something. So you need to have some knowledge because sometimes they just telling you something that is completely useless, but they always give you more information. So it's great, but sometimes it can overwhelm you, like giving you too much stuff, right? But I really recommend you to check your code, and it gives you like sometimes you forget to check something, like you are not checking that a variable is could be null, or you are not checking that the service is up or thing like that. Sometimes it's completely useless to do this check, but sometimes it's really useful and it will prevent a bug, later bug. So I really recommend to use ChatGPT or I mean Claude or I don't know any. I'm using ChatGPT, but yeah. So yeah, that's if you are not coding, that will be that might be a little bit like difficult to do everything with ChatGPT because the issue is you will have to trust ChatGPT, and the problem is if you don't really know what he's doing, he can do something like not I will not say bad, but completely useless or not implement the feature like you want. But he's doing a lot of help. Like don't like ignore that because it's a really great tool. But it's like if you want to create Lua script with ChatGPT or Claude or any of them, for simple script, it can work, but you still need to know what you want to do and pretty much how to do it already, right? Yeah, yeah, Toby. Yeah, the GPT-5 is really good, and yeah, I'm using it a lot. Like, it's a really good. It doesn't remove all the testing because it's really good to test a lot. Like, any test you can do, adding a lot of log to your code is really useful. Because yeah, and I will show you a little bit how to like diagnose error in your code and what to understand what is not going on. So yeah, maybe let's go a little bit on a few tips when it comes to modding. So a few things that you can do. So when you are, I'm talking about here with a mod that is embed DLL, like the mod translator here. So like said at the beginning, it, this the assembly name is really like required. It's recommended to do it. And then one thing I'm doing, because I'm a little bit lazy and I don't want to always restart all my server, um, you can restart only all lints to reload your mod. And it go back to what I was saying. You need a local server with a very low amount of construct or very low, a very empty world because you want all lints to reload very quickly and not have to deal with all the industry, all the stuff like that. And two, what you can do in Visual Studio, no, yeah, Visual Studio, sorry, you can add post post build events. So what I'm doing here is I'm copying the target, so the mod DLL that is compiled each time to my mod folder in the server. So yeah, I have not shown that, but maybe I should show you that. Let's do like this. So this is a typical server repository. I mean, you can avoid those. That's my other data, but you will have, this is the standard folder, and here you have a mod folder which will be the where your mod are. And you see here I have like two mods currently. And so what I'm doing is each time I'm compiling a mod, I'm copying the DLL here. And if I go back to here, so I'm copying the DLL and then I'm restarting all in. So it might be different for you depending on how you have named your container. Like it might be another name. This can be configured. And here, this is because I'm also copying it to my test server using a simple like SCP. So we are in Windows, so there is a PSCP, which is a tool that is doing like allow you to copy, and I'm using SSH to copy. And again, I'm sending. This is exactly the same. The two lines here are the same here, but I'm also copying it into my Docker Orleans on my test server. So if I want to test it on my test server, I can do that also. And what I do is I do a echo one. So if it's fail, the compilation still succeed, because if you don't do that, then it's failing. It's still compiling, but you see the error when you're compiling. So this is the thing. Here it's a good example of bad thing. So normally in all my mods, I have nothing here. So I try to fix all those things. This is a mod example, so there is a lot of thing that is not done. And also one of the thing that's if this mod has been copied from NQ mod, so they have a NQ code analyzer that we don't have. So you can remove it if you want. Like if you go into the directory build prop, and you can just remove that section. If you do so, it will remove that normally on the next build. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it has removed. So I'm trying to keep that normally empty. This is a bad example because there is still like a few stuff here. And I recommend, so the the way of NQ, as like I said, Berklow he has given us proof of concept. He has not like given us final mods. So if I take one of his mods here, this is the example mod he has given us. So what I don't really like is he most of the time has only one file with all the classes into it. So I really recommend you to create subfolder like I did on the mod here. So it's really basic here, but I have my DLL, I have my classes here, and if I go deeper into like a more complex mod, I will have a more structured folder here. But I really recommend you to do that because organizing the code will prevent a lot of mistakes. So it's really important to do that. And also, it's good to when you are coding, but that's more like on the coding part. And if you are used to coding in C sharp or any other language, it's good to create interface abstract classes. So you can describe what is a module, and each module will have to implement those methods. And also it's structuring the code, and it's yeah, it's really important to do that. It's code quality. You can you will prevent a lot of mistake by doing so. Um, so I really recommend to do that. Um, I'm using, but I'm not like a pro. I'm not an expert in C sharp. I'm still learning it. I know to code in C sharp, but there's a lot of things that I don't know, or I'm not like an expert. But uh, like in any other language, having a namespace special for your mod is a good thing to have too. And that's allow you to really also like sort your different class into different namespace. So this is just code quality. And yeah, I'm a coder, so I like to have a beautiful code. So I try to make it the most beautiful. But yeah. Um, so I have talked. Let me just see how much. Yeah, it's we are already more than 1 hour into that. I don't know if there is a few things you would like me to. Oh yeah, about logging, because this is very important. This is really important, so we need to talk about that. Um, so when you are coding, and this is really useful, you need, and here I'm talking about embed mode. The other is quite similar, but the logging is a little bit different. So when you are logging, you need to be able to see where the mistake here, or what is going on. And to do that, there is two things. There is the log from. So you will have to log what Allins is doing. So you have the logs here. This is what is going on in the program of Allins. So if there is like um, an exception, like yeah, an exception triggered, it will be shown here. But this will not show you the log. Like if you are writing a log, like let's say player is connected and you want to log that, and you are writing. I think I have maybe not in that mode here. If I go here, do I have? Well, yeah, here. So I'm logging here an error. So I'm catching an exception, and I'm logging the error. So this exception will not be shown into the Orleans execution log, because it has been catched. But it will be shown into your another file that is really important to have, which is here into your log. The grain. Where is the grain? What? Yeah. Why I don't have the grain? Wait. Oh, here. Grave dog. Yeah, this one. Well, you see it's big. It can become very big. I recommend you to remove it sometime. Um, and if you are on Linux, like if your server is running on Linux or if you are modding on Linux, you can use the tile -f on that file, and it will show you what is going on. And if you are on Windows, there is another command. Let me just load the PowerShell here. That's get content here. So you can, it's like the tile in Linux. It's get content your file, and you minus tile one and wait. And what it will do, it will show you what is going on and all your logging. So it's really important. So that's the what is going on the server side. And also it's more when you are trying to like deal with the clients. So if you are modding stuff on the client, you want to be able to see what is going on the client, and it's really useful to go. So here it's on my C app file local nq MyDU logs, and then you take the last log of your client and you run it. So most of the time when I'm coding, I have the three different logs on one of my screen where I see everything that is going on. And this is really useful to have that because sometimes you have something that is not working, and if you don't have the right log, you will not catch it. So yeah, having those. Oh, I didn't know that Notpad could tile log. Okay, good to know. Yeah, so there is a, yeah, I'm used to console, but yeah, okay, Notepad as a tile mod. Okay, great. So yeah, thank you, Toby. And there is certainly the other program that does this, but it's really, this is also something you need to yeah, look at. So I don't know if I can, like, if there is like, I mean, if I load this, it will be like too big. But I might be able to restart if I do that. Will that regenerate one? No, I need to restart. So you can on your local server, you can restart all ins without any issue. Don't do that on running like on live server. Like restarting all in on live server, it's really a bad idea. Really, really a bad idea. You can restart the voxel container, but not all-ins. All-ins, if you do that on the server, you will have so many issues. Um, so what I like to do, and this is my use, I like to log when my mods are loaded. And I do that so if for any reason there is something wrong, then the mod will not load here, and I see on the log that my mod is not loaded. So this is again something everyone can do like he wants, but yeah, it's useful, and I see that I might talk about a topic. There is always a new thing to talk about. But yeah, so let's see if I can show you. It should have a new log here that is. Yeah. So you have a lot of stuff here that is going on. This is everything that is going on when you are just reloading Yeah, there is no error, of course. That is bad. I would. So when you have an exception here, um, you will have the full um, the full stack written, right? And playing with all the tools, and you can debug what is going on by, and again, going to the first tool I showed you, the dot pick, because here you will be able to point exactly where the error is, where the exception has been triggered. And it saves you so much time because then you know, oh, okay, he's waiting for a constrict to be unload to work, or to have this in the database, or to be in this state, and that's why he's bugging. And so it's really useful to it's back and forth, right? When you go, but this is like you will save so much time by doing that. And when you mod, so you have to get used. I'm always like taking everything with a lot of philosophy. You need to be like a philosopher. Some of the stuff, you will see some spelling mistakes by NQ. You will see stuff that like are coded in a way that you will never code like that. Um, I'm trying to stay philosoph and not become angry about things, even if it's something I have looked for like 1 hour and it's just an error of NQ, because you will in some of them. Um, yeah, I take that with philosophy, and I like always keep that in mind that they have given us this chance to mod the game. So it helps you when you're coding, because you will encounter some of like if it's like in any big project, right? Nothing is perfect, so you have to take that with philosophy a little bit, to not become like triggered with all of the things. Um, so yeah, that was the logging part. I don't know. I hope I don't go too fast or too slow. And I mean, it's recorded, so normally people will be able to look the video later. Um, so what I wanted to talk, and I think it will be maybe the last things, about, it's more it's more like an advice, and you can do as you want. It's just me personally, I am coding, and how I see the modding way is, everything that is modded should be able to be removed from the game, and the game should be able to run without it. Uh, so that's mean there is a few things that is, how you say that in English? Yeah, I don't know how to say it, but yeah, you need to code a few things differently, because any of my mode I can shut it down and play vanilla game, and it will run fine. And it's important because sometimes you could maybe implement a feature, and for some reason it's game breaking, so you have to shut down your mod. Especially on the live server, it can happen. You have done a lot of tests. You think that your mod is okay, and you put it live, and there is a bug that you have not expected. So you should be able to restart the server without the mod, if you want your player to keep playing, or so that's why I'm always like thinking like that. And but going on that way, that means the configuration file, I use a separate configuration file. I use currently I'm using only one for all the mods, but you can. I think it could be a good thing to have one for each mod, because some of the mod require more configuration. So what I do is I have a basic class that is loading the configuration, and this is what you have seen on the log before, on the all-int log, you have seen that the configuration file was loaded, right? So I'm loading a separate configuration YAML, but if you want to use an JSON or another format, you are completely free. Um, I just use a YAML because NQ is using YAML, and mixing with file format is not necessarily good. So I'm doing that, and also, and this is something that's one of the reasons why I've never like put the PVE mod from Void, which is a great mod. Don't get me wrong, it's a great mod, really well coded. But all the data are stored in the same database. So my philosophy is I use a separate database for my mods. And maybe you can go. I mean, having multiple databases is not an issue, and it doesn't affect too much. Yes, of course, you cannot make joint requests when you are using a separate database. But if you are indexing the field, um, it's not slower. Like it doesn't affect the performance. And by doing that, uh, the environment, the modding environment is clean. I mean, it's completely safe. I can remove it. I can also give the mod to someone, and when he's loading the mod, he will not like uh, insert a new field in his database or alter one of his database. Um, it's also easier for when you are backupping. If you are backupping your server, having different database, it's easier to backup. So yeah, I think that was my last advice. And again, this is like just a recommendation. You are totally free to do like you want. It's just how I'm doing and how I advise to do. Um, Other than that, I don't know if you have. That's already like 1 hour and a half we are on that. I don't know if you have like some question about some topics I have talked about, and you want some like maybe some. If you have some question, I have talked a lot. And I don't know if you like this format. This is a test of stream. You sent me a DM on Discord, okay? Yeah, I will check that. Yeah, I will check that. So the yeah, so I think I will call it for that stream. I might, if you are interested, make a stream on a specific topic, like how to mod the player interface, or how to mod. Oh yeah, I have not like shown you the where it is. Programming here. This is that's if I come here. So this is all my. That's why I'm using Visual Studio Code. Most of the time I'm using Visual Studio Code for. So I have here my exported. Normally here I have. No, that's not the exported. Sorry. Data. Yeah. So this is all the JavaScript classes from NQ. There are like crazy amount of classes, and that's, I mean, they are not, they are well coded for most of them. I think one of the issue why we have the client lagging so much is the fact that there is so much going on behind. Like there is so many. The JavaScript loaded is that's crazy, and I'm not sure that coherent is like um, enough good. Like at least the version we are running enough good to load so much JavaScript. But I mean, I don't have my hand on the client, so I don't know exactly what is going on behind, what could be done to improve. But I think this all of those class I might push them. I will check with Berklow first if I can share that because I mean I'm using it. So, but I don't know like if he's okay that I'm publishing it like publicly. I will check that with him. But yeah, so this is all the exported class, and you have for each panel, like here it's the dispenser panel, and the dispenser panel is generated by this class. So if you want to modify it, you can destroy the class and like completely wipe the class and make it better or as you want, but it will require a lot of work by the client when he's logging into the game. So you want to keep it simple. But yeah, I think though this were like modding the player interface or going deeper on one specific topic, like loading new texture in the game, or if you want to go more deeper into like communicating between the server and the clients, what are the different way of doing it? I could like make a specific stream about them and like maybe a bit shorter because like here it's like a long stream already. So all I'm doing that on TTV. So currently I'm the only modders right on TTV. There is a few people that are interested to join me on that, and they are welcome. Um, so I'm very careful when I'm coding. So I have a good memory. I remember most of my call, so I know where things are done. And like I said before, my code is really it's very structured, and I'm very structuring each part of the code. And when I'm like if I work on the container, I will have a class that is dealing with everything that is related to containers, and then I will have another one that will work with everything that is related to the build mode. And so this reduce the chance that I have multiple code on the grid, like multiple interception on the same thing. And and I have like a mod that is called bug fix, which is like the one that I'm more careful when I'm like coding in it to it, because this one is fixing. I'm trying to fix all the small bugs we have in the game in that mode, and when I'm coding that mode, what I'm looking for is not changing any behavior in the game. So yeah, it's hard to explain, but you can interact with the grain without changing his behavior, and you can only fix what should be fixed without changing what the grain is doing. And so I'm really careful when I'm doing the like especially like the bug fix mod, because I know that some of the interception will be also used into other modes. And also when you are like, so let's say if I go into where is my mode translator? Do I have here something? Maybe. Blah, 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 blah. No, I'm not using much here. No, I'm not using any grain on that mode. But when you are using I really recommend you to use not reinvent the wheel all the time. Sometimes you have to, but if you have a grain that is already like reloading a construct, typically, you don't want to recode the function. You want to use the grain function, even if that function could be intercepted by another mode, because the fact that it could be intercepted by another mode. Um, so if a mod is intercepting a call, that means he has to do something with reloading the construct by example, for example, right? So if you are starting to re-implement how the reloading of a construct works, then you could have two different behavior when a player is reloading a construct, and you don't want that. So you you need to be a little bit careful, and I will never run a mod, a precompiled mod on one of my server. So for any mod I will install on TTV, I want to see the code. Not that I don't trust the coder, because I'm pretty sure there is coders that are much more experimented than me, but just because of that. So I want to go through all the interception, see if there is some issue with other mods. Um, but that's about the interception, right? There is a lot of things you can do without intercepting, or you could use the interception to only trigger some of your code at some point. Like if you like here, typically this is a good example here. Um, if I go where is it's here. So typically here, those two interception, they are complete. I know that they are completely safe. I can call them as many times as I want, because I know that I'm not doing anything on the call, because I'm doing a post call. So post call mean the job has already been done, and you just want to append some code after that. And already like the post call is all the more safe interception you can do. Uh, the and I know that typically this interception, if I see that into a call, I will just check what it's doing, but I know that it's already like will not affect another mode, um, or like the chance that is affecting another mode is really like reduced a lot. So here, typically, what I do is when the player is connecting, I'm registering the player into a cache, and I'm loading the JavaScript and the resources I want to send to the player. That's really basic. Um, and so yeah, but yeah, that's a good question. Like you need to know the code. Like you need to read the code, see what it does, and especially with a mod that is embed. On mods that are separate, like a container, this is a little bit less. I mean, I will still check, because you can still mess up things. But because you are like asking the data accessor to do the things, you are not like changing the behavior. You are just altering the data. Let's say like that. Like you are altering. You could spawn a construct, give him a power of 2000, and then he's like overkill because yeah, you could like, but it's not game breaking. I mean, it's game breaking, but it's not. It will not. The server will not be affected. It's more like the gameplay will be affected. I'm pretty sure you can still like do mistakes with container mod. Don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure you can always do mistake, but yeah, that's I was thinking about that. Like so one of the big issue I have now is sometime there is a few things I want to fix in the game, like, and they are very easy. Like I know exactly what to fix. It's very easy. The issue is I have to restart the server to push back the mod, right? So yes, having like a middleware API where you can um, yeah, you could like maybe hot load some fix. That could be useful. That could be useful in some case. But again, you will have to be very careful on what is uploaded because you are just like pushing one. Yeah, you are adding one complexity level of on the problem. But I mean, I totally see a reason to do that. So yeah, I will call it for now. Thank you everyone for coming on the stream. I hope you have learned things. I hope I have been enough. Yeah, I'm not a good teacher, so I have tried to do my best. Um, and I mean, I'm around, so you know, you can contact me on Discord. I'm coding. Yeah, I'm really like that's my hobby. So that's my work, but that's also my hobby. So when I'm always up to talk about code. So you can reach to me. We can also like start a group where we can discuss about some topics, and yeah, I will like leave you like do some tests, like install the tools, check a little bit, like set up. Uh, and if you have some issue like setting up your environment, developing environment, don't you can still contact me. Like I'm like yeah, I will help you. My goal by doing this stream is really to push more people to mod. Like again, like I said, I'm not a C sharp expert. I'm pretty sure many of you know a lot of things about that, and certainly some of you are more expert in that. So yeah, my goal is that more people get into MyDU modding. Uh, I mean, if you want to run your own server, go for it. I can tell you already that's a lot of job, and some of it is not like a coding job. It's more like dealing with server infrastructure and so on. So it's require other knowledge than just coding. But go for it. I mean, we need more people into modding. We need more people running server. More we have, better it is. More we will drag player into the game, and overall, I mean, we are all beneficial on that. So that was my goal. So I hope that I have achieved that. I have like give you the small push to make you start modding. And yeah, I will maybe do other stream about some specific topic. I'll let you set up your thing, and I will see with all the question I get from people, see a little bit what are the question and if a stream was to be done. For the resources I have shown you, I will check what about the JavaScript. I will check if NQ is okay for that. If I can like share it. The same with the DU inspector, but maybe this will be like on a separate stream where I really like focus on player interface because there is like we can talk about 2 hours on that topics. It's there is many small tool you can put to make your life much more easier. Um, yeah, so thank you again, and see you in the game. See you on the official Discord, on TTV, or anywhere. Bye.